for the second episode of this show. I've made the cameras a little bit bigger as per last time, and tonight, me and Connor Mez, we're on the piss. We're we're having beers and we're having what is it? Connor got Copperberg.
Yeah, damn right, sunshine.
And we're all over it like a rash. So we're going to be chatting about a few topics. I don't know if any of you saw them tweeted out or whatever. I think I might still have a delay on this stream actually, but whatever. 30-second delay isn't going to bother too much for people. We'll still keep up on chat. So got a delay on because of EEG streams that I was running. It's whatever. Who gives a crap, right? So let's just get into it, Connor. I mean, we discussed what we wanted to talk about. We had a chat about it, and I've got it handily written down, and we tweeted it out as well. So we need to go over it. But because there's fuck all happening since Corona, we're gonna have to go like real deep AM scene shit here.
Lockdown, baby.
We're gonna have to go on to the organisations that are closing and stuff like that. So I don't know if you guys are aware, if you might be, if you've been keeping up with the scene, if you've been having a look at what's going on Twitter, etc. But University were the first organisation to close its doors this week, and I didn't want to say it, but felt like it was coming for a while, not gonna lie. Yeah. Just no disrespect to Shep or anything. He's not a Nick Lethals, he's not an org hopper. But he can have an opportunity to kind of dip and dodge between some orgs at times, or have dips in motivation, or think other projects are more beneficial. I remember they merged some time ago, didn't they, with Retribute University or some shit like that. Or was it Plasnite back then? I don't fucking know. It's basically the same org, but I always get your take on it, Connor. University closing down, what does this mean? Is it good? Is it bad for University? Is it good for Shep? Good for the boys involved? What's happening? Because I heard a bunch of shit that came out around it as well.
Yeah, so the speculation on the timeline is that Shep's obviously got something else lined up.
I mean, to do.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. I just accidentally clicked on my task manager and it came up on screen.
Yeah, I think the speculation around the tweets and everything is that Shep's obviously got another idea planned up, or he's got another route to take. I'm not too sure on what it is. I'm not too sure on if it's true or not. I think for him as an individual and how University was going, much better for him to close it, because they had a few fucking struggling months, man. Like there was I think when Ross left, like that's when Shep started to real struggle with the whole shit of obviously owning an org and stuff. And then
can't do it on your own, can you?
Yeah, you literally can't. I've tried to do it myself. I'm sure you've tried as well. Like it's no fun, and it's near to not impossible to look after everybody and do everything. So it's no good. And I think just the way it was shaping and going, like he had a good month where it was good. He went back into his bad month, went back into his good month, went back into his bad month. It was really like It was a bipolar org after Ross left, I think. And as I said, no disrespect to Shep, he's a great lad and he's done good things with University. But when you're doing it on your own, you might as well just get chalk it, man, especially if you can't find another owner, because you're funding on your own. If you ain't got no investors, you run everything on your own. You need to make sure everyone's doing everything correctly on your own. Like it's a massive task. So I think for him and that he got rid of it much better in his position, but it depends what he does next as well, to be fair.
Yeah, that's why I fucked the whole org owning thing off. It's just because it's so fucking boring to do on your own. Like it's like, not only is it boring, it's also time consuming. It burns holes in your pockets and all that shit. The thing that I wanted to chat about though with University, because there was a bit of controversy that came out around it that I saw. Apparently, everyone in the organisation who was still there at the time, whether that be streamers, I don't know if they had a fucking COD team or anything, any of the different teams on it. But I know that they definitely had streamers and management staff who basically were just told, fuck it, boys, this shit's going under. We're bouncing out the scene here, and peace out. And then they were like, cool, okay, guess we're hamstrung here. Not really sure what's going on with our organisation now. But that's what they decided to do in the end. If that's the way they wanted to roll about it, that's the way they wanted to roll about it. I mean, no discredit to Shep, but for like the organisation was making moves. But every fucking time that I heard anyone from that or anything out of that organisation, it would always be like, massive things coming, like absolutely huge things, and it would just be fucking like, a new streamer. I was waiting for the big sponsorship or something. I was waiting for the breakthrough, like the big team, because definitely the org had the branding and the personnel to do it. It just never fucking happened. So I don't know what project's happening next for Shep. Well, actually, I think I kind of do, and we're going to talk about that in a bit. But I know what project's happening next for Shep. I think he's one of the most capable org owners that we've still got left in the scene now. That fucking,
he's got a great mind.
Yeah, exactly. Now, like Nathan fucked off.
Great mind. Like, I don't know. The way I see his mind is, I've spoken to a lot of people around Shep, and the ideas he has are fantastic.
Yeah.
Excuse me. They're fantastic, but it's like you can't do it alone.
Yeah,
you just
for
can't.
sure.
But
I
if he
mean,
had the right team, fuck me, I think he would do so well.
I've worked with Shep before, and I've known him for longer than most people in this scene because we used to chill it on the backups 3 days back on the Xbox, and that's he's always been that kind of guy. He's always been full of ideas. It's just so many ideas that how do you execute all of them all at once, you know? Um,
Mhm.
and it's always been the problem with his org seemingly that whoever's been fucking co-managing it with him is kind of just kind of dipping on him. Like it's always been him and Voltic is the most unreliable dude. I've seen him be in like what was it? They had fucking Expire, they had
Yeah.
Second Wave, then Diversity, and they were under all of them together. Like literally co-owned all of them together. And every single time this dude fucking either goes back to playing, takes a break and does like personal shit, or then doesn't know what he's really doing with himself. And like, I've got love for Ross. I've met him before. Like, I've been to events with him. But Jesus fucking Christ, man! Like, pick it up or like, do something with it. Like,
He do,
Shep is doing so much shit. Like, he's clearly the more motivated one of that two of you. Just either give him support or fuck off.
he done basically what Hank done with me, but Hank didn't like. I condemn Hank because he has stuck to playing. Like he hasn't.
Yeah,
He's not one.
he hasn't flip
Yeah,
flopped. Yeah,
he hasn't took a step back, and that's what I like. Like that talk with him and was in future was so like bizarre to me because it was just a moment where he just wanted to play like that, and I was like, oh shit, like, what do I do here? And it was like, all right, I'm on my own. Yeah, I've got who I've got support, etc. But it's like I'm funding on my own. I'm doing all this on my own. Like I'm going to an 8 to 4 job.
yeah.
Like I'm casting, I'm show hosting, and that's when we had the talk and as well. Like, listen, I've got to pick one here. It's future, or I've got to step out of casting and show hosting and stuff. So obviously, which one I don't.
One's lining your pockets and then one doing
Do you know what I
shit.
mean? Literally, one's torching my pockets while
Yeah.
one's lying it. It's like it's not a good scenario. So
Oh
when you have
mate.
someone jump out like that, it leaves you in a very bad position. So
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
it's interesting to see what Shep does next one. I hope he does something well. I think I know what it is as well as what we're going to talk
Yeah.
about. But yeah,
I think University's the way University branded was actually really fucking cool as well. Like the way that
hmm
okay, there was a lot that Shep has this weird fucking fetish, right? And he has this. It's so odd, right? He loves getting into fucking pissing matches and dick measuring contests with Nick Lethals, and
every day.
it just needed to stop, man. Like that whole thing about them and the fucking photoshopping faces onto jerseys or something.
Oh, but
Like
we done it first.
oh mate, it's such a bad rap for you. But like outside of the misdemeanors that they have with their fucking dick measuring contest with Retribute, like Shep and everything he's done with that org was actually good hustle. And I look back on the account, I thought that like Retribute would have like 2.5K followers, something like that. Fucking no. But everyone knows who they are. Everyone recognizes the logo. It's just
I
like
mean, the interesting
hustling.
thing is, even for pushing media, right? When we had Shep on, he, I believe, was our highest, still to this day for season one, was our highest person in terms of views for who we had on.
Dude is a fucking unit. He's got the circle, right?
hmm
He's got the kind of people behind him. It's just all those people who support him don't. What the fuck are you doing?
And stuck to the, and the list stuck right in. He's got to teeth it out sometimes, boys.
You fucking weird. No, Shep's got the circle. He's got the people around him. But the thing is, none of those people want to fucking step in and run an org long term with him. And I hope
Mm,
whatever's coming next for it, because like, dude's got the fucking brain for org owning, right? But whatever comes next for him, it's got to be better than this. Like, he's got to have some consistency.
yeah.
It's like the same thing that ripped through me and you as org owners. It's just not having a consistent like second hand man. Like,
I think like it's hard though because we had a second option. Do you know what I mean? We had casting, we had show hosting, we had production. Like we I think as casters and what we do now are in a world of undenying possibilities
yeah,
because
we are.
we can go produce a stream for X amount and it's nothing. We can go cast for X amount, it's nothing. But we can dive into stuff like this, what we've done with BTC. We can dive into other projects like being on a show, hosting shows, running
Yeah,
shows,
we
owning
got time
shows.
and resources.
Like
Yeah.
we have the world at our feet basically. The path is right there
And
for
we
us.
don't
Like
really have to pay for much of it as well, which is really nice
exactly.
part. Like I make all these graphics for these streams myself, whatever. So like, whereas if you're an organization owner, if you wanted to run a program or a show like we do, like University tries to do with Under the Radar, which is actually a really fucking cool concept. And like What was her name? Legion Gaming did with the firing line. You have to actually invest hard in that. You have to hire the men, us, ideally, to like fucking do that kind of thing. And as a result, you just see like the problems that uncovers. And that's the same thing with orgoning. And I guess we'll move on now. Like, this is one topic that now with Peak, moving on to the same kind of trend, that I'm not really that qualified to speak about. I don't really know Canny. I don't really know Peak all that well. The only thing I remember about it was their teams playing at like London and Birmingham and stuff. As far as I've been aware, they've always been a good org. Like, I've never seen them getting into deep shit. I've never seen them getting into controversy. But also at the same point, I never also see them really doing anything special. They were kind of a fucking just an org that was just plugging away, just doing kind of nothing really.
I think with Peak, obviously I had the chance to interview Canny in a Pushing Media episode, and that was when we first really ever spoke. I've never spoke to anybody at Peak. I've never spoke to anybody in that sort of home. So pun intended, Peak home, ding ding.
Fuck you.
So, so that was the first time we spoke, and I agree. I'm like, I think what it is with Peak is they wasn't into COD as what an organization around our area is, like University, Retribute. They're not in Peak, weren't into COD. They was CS:GO. They was League. Like, that was their forte. That's what they went in about. And CS:GO, they prospered in so well as League, right? In the UKLC, one of them, whatever one is running, because there's two with
UKEL,
one different letter. So there's whatever one that was in. Like,
Baltic's just joined chat after just been fucking rinsing his life.
They was in that one. Peak had strong roster out of COD, let's just say that. See, did they though? Because I don't.
What do you mean? Like, did they have strong rosters?
Never ever casted a Peak COD.
No,
team.
they've always had 18 plus teams that they sent to LAN, but it was always like a fucking team of like a bit, like a group of people. I always seem to remember fucking like Isaac being under them or Bran or something, right? And like, whilst they are good players, they're never like a fucking like top team, are they? They're always just going to be that team that are going to be kind of thereabouts, maybe mid pack, maybe top to mid pack. Never going to be like top 16 or something. Like, that's where I look at the Peak decisions when it comes to COD. Maybe in CS, maybe in League, whatever. They're native esports, they're a little bit better at that. But when I look at COD, which is obviously what we're doing, BTC is amateur COD, right? We look at that and we go, do you really have the pull? Do you have the know-how? Like, where's the money coming from in this as well? Like, obviously CS is making you a fair bit, but like, is that line in your pocket, or is that going back into the organization, or what's going on with that?
The thing when I spoke to Kenny was, I think, I might be mistaken because it was a while ago, that he has three other owners, or him and two other owners are free altogether.
Okay, so they've got structure.
Yeah, that fund, etc. But I think as well, as University and Peak, I think a key thing as to what's happening now, I think we're due to see a load more orgs close, and I think purely that.
Well, we know that there's one fucking closing soon that we can't talk about, but
I think mainly all of it is due to the big old Rona flying outside.
The Rona's closing orgs.
If you think right, these people can't go work, right? And if they're not entitled to their pay, they're not getting paid, right? They have to fund without going work. They're on sick pay, which is like shit.
Or they're on fucking
exactly.
Yeah.
And then whoever thinks this is going to be a 3-week lockdown is out their heads, because this is definitely going to go on for more.
Yep.
So people aren't going to be in work. Therefore, they can't fund teams. They can't fund orgs. Therefore, they can't buy spaces into EG, Val, whoever's flying about. Therefore, that ain't going to happen. Therefore, we're out of casting. Therefore, it's a whole vicious cycle. Stay indoors!
Well, Mez has fucking lost it. He's been inside too long. But I kind of see what you're saying is like orgs are going to close a lot lately, just simply because also one thing that characterizes organizations that in the AM scene that I find is that literally everyone who runs an AM org in Europe seemingly is just fucking awful with handling their cash. Like, they are so bad with it. They just spunk it on anything. Like, I remember that time where Nick, huh?
I will take an issue in that.
Go on.
All I did was go out on weekend and just get smacked.
Yeah, or they just go out on a Friday night, turn up to the fucking Beyond the Call show, 2K show tomorrow, fucking waste it on their head. Oh, Brody. Yeah, not Brody, Mez. No, but I mean, like, I remember a while ago, people were ragging on Nick because Nick was buying people like Pizza Hut and shit. Like, and he was claiming like he didn't have enough money to pay for his fucking kid or something like that. He's buying people Pizza Hut by paying through PayPal. He's basically like trying to just buy people as following into his org or like fan into his org, and then like he's trying to put money into his org at the same time. Like, what the fuck is going on here, man? Like, where are you getting this cash from? And now that's going to dry up, obviously, with Rona.
I honestly think that is a key issue as to why Peak and University have ended. No lie, I just think Rona's fucking everybody, and it's like
I think no.
even if
I
it's
think
not,
what's ended these two is what we're gonna end up to. I don't know about Peak actually. Okay, Peak's a different story. I know for a fact what's closed University though. Like I know for a fact what's closed that, and I don't think it's any
what,
financial issue.
what I heard in the pipeline for Peak, it was financial.
Was it
So,
financial?
so that's not the truth, but it's what I've heard and what
Yeah.
people have said. But I'm not sure if that's the truth. Obviously, I'm
Yeah,
not going to
fat
speculate if
asterisks
it
on
is or
that one,
not.
boys. Don't take our word as gospel here.
Yeah,
Like that is
I'm not going to
just
speculate
something I've
on
heard.
that. That's just what I've heard in the pipeline that Peak was to do with financing and
Mm.
financial reasons. But University, I've got no clue about.
I've always had respect for Peak as well. They've always been a
They've
good
been there.
org. They've always been
Mhm.
there, and like they're like staples of the scene, really. Excuse me.
I mean, Kenny just joined Lucendi,
Oh, I did see that, yeah. Which
whatever it's called.
again
I don't know what to
is a
say.
pretty good pickup for Lucendi. I mean, like have a man who's got all the fucking, has had the experience to get the palm of his hand kind of thing.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do that? Group. All right. So like for Peak, I don't really know the full story. I'm guessing that we'll probably end up finding out if people clip this and post stuff out or like speak about what we've been talking about on Twitter because that usually happens after one of these. So I guess we'll find out what happened with Peak, but like you mentioned, if it's probably financial, like that's just fair game. Like esports orgs at the moment, and this is something actually. Oh, this is a side topic, right? But fucking you people out there need to understand, not like people who are involved in the industry like me and Connor, or like people who run orgs, right? Well, people who run orgs, I'm aiming this at, but especially fans, etc. Right? Esports right now is a fucking bubble. It is a money pit. People are literally throwing cash in the fire for this. And where does it wind you up? You've got to be really smart with your investment in esports. It's a volatile, very new industry. And I see loads of people just coming in being like, let's start up an esports org, spunking 400 quid in the first 2 days. And now what have I got left to live on? By goes the organization. And that like is always the problem. Whilst it might be a financial problem for some people at times, I just see it all over the place with so many different people, like orgs that never really make it to surface level, like orgs that never rise to the top just because they are open for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. They pick up a fucking COD team and then close.
Dude.
It's just.
I said to Bake last night Wednesday after the EG stream. I've closed doors because I ain't gonna talk about that on EG, but I'll talk about it here because that's what we're here for. I'm so glad. No disrespect to like University or whoever have closed in the past, like, but I'm so glad they have, right?
Oh,
Because
fuck off, man. Oh no.
what's up?
I had a
We
message
good?
pop up on my screen.
Are we good?
Yeah, it came up on the wrong monitor, so it blocked you out
Yeah,
for a second.
no worries.
Carry on.
Yeah. I'm so glad they've ended because from what I've seen going through future, and I'm pretty sure you're the same with Void. It's like, right, you put in X amount a week, you put in X amount a month. Okay, your EEG tourney, Val tourney here. Okay, you get apparel. So you start on your apparel line, bang it, right. Content is off the roof. You're going with content. However, there's no monetization. You're not affiliated on Twitch. You've not got daily streamers to stream on your Twitch. You're not streaming daily on your Twitch for sponsors or for
Where's
subs
your
or
income like?
for donation. Yeah, where's the end game here? Because a Twitter org, right, is a Twitter org. I can go make something called, be on the screen, right?
Yeah.
And then go and put in my bio, Connor Mayers, blah, 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 CEO of Beyond the Screen. That's an org.
Not even a registered company, is it? It's got
Do
no
you know what I mean?
shareholder price.
Do you know
This
what
is
I mean?
another thing about this is the reason why people open and close orgs like no problem. It's like it's all well and good getting off the ground right away, but what you're running is a completely illegitimate business. And then especially if you're making bottom line or you're putting money into it, right? So the fact of the matter is, if you're gonna own an esports org, register it on Company's House, actually set a share price, run it like a fucking business, because there is no point doing it any other way. You're going to be wasting your own money. You're going to be adding to the esports money bubble problem, and it's just going to go down the shitter. So your best bet is to get a group of people together who are all going to reliably invest in an esports organization. You get contracts and everything like that sorted before you even think about looking for a team. You get everything in place to give you as much security as possible. And this is like on a different topic here. We're not saying that University or Peak didn't do this, because I know definitely for a fact that Peak were the kind of org to do this, right? I can't speak the same for University, but Shep's a decent enough guy. I'd ever imagine he'd have done things kind of like through vocal rather than like not written agreements, kind of like verbal agreements. And even then, that's fine. But like get some insurance going. Like, someone needs to just basically make it so that you are going to be covered if something goes wrong. And that's what most orgs these days don't talk about. But I guess we'll go into what a new thing that's going to happen. Whatever this project is, it's being teased into next week. This is the question of what the fuck is going on with the Cryptic Gaming Twitter account. Something behind the scenes, I can tell you for a fact, everyone out there, that when I saw IHNK tweeting again after he had been like in the void for years, or however long it's been since he was actually like in the scene at all, he started tweeting again, was like, fuck it, I want to make a new esports organization, but not Cryptic. And he messaged a bunch of people. And I know that because he messaged me. He messaged me asking would I ever get back into the org-owning game, and I was pretty quick to say, probably fucking not. And I know a couple of people who also got messaged, and now that we're seeing certain things coming on out, I'm pretty comfortable that we can say that's the reason why university's closed. I know that Reese and Shep do have a little bit of a history. They've spoken before.
But that would be my guess.
Yeah, well, we already know. Like, I think the Cryptic account tweeted like a picture of the university logo, and then it like phased and then said deceased. So obviously that's got something to do with it. I'm pretty sure as well that, just speculating here, but because it said OBN is also deceased as well, that fucking ancient org, if anyone remembers that one, I'm going to suggest that Stubbsy is probably going to leave Buzzkill, going to go towards this new organization. Ali, if Ali's still around, is going to go and work with this organization as well.
Nope. Ali joined Lucindy.
What, as in Ali from OBN?
I think so.
You sure?
He was tweeted the same time as Thingy.
I need to find him.
Should be their pin tweet on Lucindy.
Whatever.
Maybe.
Like,
I could be lost.
Lucindy.
Was I right?
No.
Oh.
That's
fuck.
That's Illy, not.
I was close.
So there was a guy I used to work with, Stubbsy on OBN called Ali, and he was basically like the money pot behind it, whereas Stubbsy was kind of like the face brand. OBN is not coming back. It's going to end up going with the Cryptic guys. Hasn't been in Buzzkill for a hot minute.
Wait, what?
Where the fuck has Stubbsy been then? What is this man
doing? No, he left his right.
Oh, so he's for sure going to this fucking org then? Like, that's that's a given. Like, I guarantee you, it's as soon as Reese gets in contact. And I guarantee you as well, Reese is probably trying to fucking track down Miller from Team Descend, Ali Ginge and everyone as well to try and get the fucking band back together. He's messaged me about it. I said no. And I think he's messaged Shep, and I think that's why University closed. I think Shep saw an opportunity that was way too good to kind of miss. And Shep was just like, yeah, fuck off, University. Like, obviously this isn't going well already. I've had shit with Ross. It's not going in. Just going to go and do this thing with Reese now under whatever this Cryptic banner is. I also saw they would like, I think they've got Randall back. I think that's why they've managed to try and gypsy that Team Descend Deceased thing in there as like a bait.
Yeah.
Oh, he joined socially. Oh, so Stubbsy joined socially. Okay, right, maybe. Was in socially, then left about 3 weeks ago. This has always been a Stubbsy feature as well. Like, Stubbsy's always been all over the place. Oh, fucking hell. Amir's put a big message in.
It's an incredibly difficult industry to make it in, and something that should be looked at over the course of 3 to 5 years. It's definitely not something that will make you, quick cash. Good point about the company's house. An absolute must if you want to take your organization to the next level. Right, it's like, to me, it's not about being the next level. Like, fair enough, everybody has to take that step. Yes, granted.
You have to make it from bedroom org to business.
Yeah.
That's the
for me, it's like I said earlier, if you wasn't here, I could go make something called, Beyond the Screen, to emphasize the name. Go put in my bio, CEO of Beyond the Screen, and I'm an org owner. That's how people are treating it these days, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just like a fucking, it's just a title, innit? That's all it is.
Nothing's registered, like, nothing's happening. Nobody's going anywhere with that idea. Like, fair enough, that's where you start. 100% I understand that, because that's where everybody has started in the previous lines of organizations, right? But it's about taking the step, as you said. That next step is what comes next, right? And that then is obviously looking at becoming a registered company, looking at sponsors, looking at investors, looking at further possibilities like S&G have done, like they're continuing to do so, like War are making across the pond. Like, I'm guessing what the new Cryptic is gonna be now, because that has got a lot of people and stuff in the pipeline.
It's
But
got a lot of names behind it that I really fucking
mm,
trust. Like, obvious,
yeah,
I'm just seeing in chat. I miss Miller. I used to play Destiny 2 with Miller, like about 6 months ago now. He kind of disappeared after that, but he's back on D2 now. So I'm just gonna hit him up because like we used to play all the fucking time after he left the scene. So Miller's still out there somewhere. I think he's completely done with esports though. Like after the Team Descend revival that happened, where I was in with, it's the only other organization I've ever been in outside of Void. Like, yeah, what was that? Everyone stays at the start. Though. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, right? So, this is the thing that we were saying about this, right? So you start an organization, everyone's going to stay in this cryptic org at the start. It's going to be a great idea. The thing is, which is the fucking dumbest shit about this, right, is that there's nothing to keep people in these AM orgs for any longer than they want to be. Like, you need to have either contracts if they're even, like, staff need to be contracted, even if there's no payment. They need to have sharehold price set and all that kind of business. Like, anyway, that's different. That's moving off topic. We're talking about Cryptic here. So Cryptic are tweeting out all this stuff. I'm pretty sure Stubbsy's going to be involved. Maybe Ali. Shep probably. Randall definitely. IHNK obviously. And already that's a massive roster there. Like, that's already like a really good basis for a team. I have no doubt that Reese will probably be trying to look towards getting Looty as a team under it or something like that. So they've already got a good team underneath them already, if that comes ahead, because they sent them to, what was it, Paris, and they shit the bed.
Well, where are Team War, the Quevian Cup?
They're technically still under Team War. They left it. They were looking for other options outside of Team War so they could go to the North American events, but obviously Rona has fucked that plan now, so I think they're still under Team War.
Yeah. True. Very true. But yeah, I mean, that's a healthy roster to start off an org with. Definitely one that you would look to actually invest in, right? Because, you've got your normal... Yeah, you've got your normal solo orgs. You've got Nick and Retribute. You had me and Future and Henk. You had you, Nate, and Void. You had University Ross and Shep. Like, you've got two people running stuff like that there. What they've got so far, if our speculations are correct, is a healthy fucking roster. And that's a roster that teams are going to get behind. Streamers are going to get behind. Managers, investors, sponsors, like when they see the ball rolling.
I really hope that this team knows the importance of sponsors. I mean, Reese IHNK, that is, was part of Team Descend when they got the G Fuel sponsorship. So even at that point in time, if you're flexing the shit, like if you can do that, I'm hope to God that Reese understands the importance of sponsorships, because there are so many dumbass orgs out there that'll just run and operate along. They'll get contacted by like fucking Fatal Grips or some controller shit company, and then they'll just be like, "Yeah, we're sponsored by this person, but we've only got a 5% discount code, and we get nothing from it. It's just something that we can say we're sponsored by." Like, get to fuck. Like,
use our code.
Get out, stupid idiots. Like, that kind of shit does my head in. I'd rather you had no sponsors than did that. And I'm pretty sure Reese will understand that. There's a lot of people in the org that understand that, or in orgs that understand that. Like, I know that orgs that we've been talking about, like Peak would have understood that, University would have understood that. Like, all the orgs we've been talking about today probably would understand that. If you don't get anything out of a sponsorship, it isn't a fucking sponsorship. You got to understand how this shit works. Like, get it through your head.
Like, oh Jesus.
You've got a partnership, or you're being scammed. Like, that's literally it. Like, you are being robbed of your time, robbed of your space.
Like the best thing is as well, people will look at it and be like, "Oh my god, you got such a sick opportunity here!" Start tweeting out like, "Use my
massive
code,
announcement!
5% off. Let's go, let's go! We've got a big one coming up, boys. Right, you ready? Fatal Grips, use our code Future, 20% off. Get yourself some grips today. By the way, I'll just see 10p of that. Yeah, just 10p. Thank you.
No, you won't even see 10p, mate. You don't even see that, mate. Oh.
It is a fucking shite show, man.
It is.
But yeah, in terms of Cryptic, going back to the topic, that's going to be very interesting to see it pan out. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with those guys. And me, for one person, I can't wait to see what goes on and how it all fucking forms together, and especially who's going there. Obviously, we've got our speculations on who we think is going there, but it'll be interesting to see when it's actually fully announced and who.
Yeah, I think. Excuse me. I think it's going to be good. I'm really excited to see what happens. My issue is it's going to be at a point already, like it's going to get off the ground and fucking fly. But the problem is how long is it going to fly for, and how high is it going to go? I think there's going to come a point where this will just eventually bottom out. Like if there's people in the org who are really good up to a certain point. You're going to need external investment or something to push it beyond. And then obviously they want to aim for that. But at this point in time, they're just going to be sending people to CDC events. They're going to get slightly better teams, and they're going to have a little bit more money than most other organizations. They'll probably go into video projects, which is quite good. Like Reese had Volume before, which was a fucking sick series. If anyone from TD is there, then they're going to have the Ascent or whatever the fuck Team Descent thing was called. I can't remember what it was anymore, but that popped off. And they were the first people to kind of do it. So they're going to have their shit. They're going to have their video series. They're probably going to have all that kind of thing going on. I don't see any issues with this org, really. I think it's going to be fine for now. I don't know how far it goes, though. So that's what I'm keeping an eye on, really, when it comes to it. But I'm optimistic for it. Obviously, they messaged me, so they've obviously got to have some sense to think that I'm reasonable enough to be part of the project. So they got Reese. I'm the biggest brain in this entire community. So
here we go. Here you go, lads.
Best caster in Europe. Best caster in Europe.
Brody would say otherwise.
Oh, Connor Mares would say otherwise, mate. Either which way, I guess we'll move on. We'll transition to what was it? The next topic, Big Boy Bake, our fucking guy. We got a little bit of shit on Twitter for this, actually. Like, people were saying, someone was saying, it was like the same discussion we had in the last Brummie Boys about oversaturation of podcasts or something. People were like, oh yeah, well, I don't know why anyone else does any podcasts when Bake's doing what he does and it's just better than everybody else's. Remember that cunt? You replied to him on Twitter. There was some guy who was like, I don't know why everyone else bothers doing a podcast, pushing media beyond the call.
Yeah.
It's just because Bake's got Hex on, you might as well just fucking quit.
Yeah. So this was interesting. When I actually had the interview with Bake on Wednesday for EG, we actually brought that up in the conversation. Well, he actually brought it up himself, to be fair. I was going to stay away from it and obviously talk about it obviously here or with him behind closed doors. Obviously, there's no animosity between me and Bake whatsoever. That was nothing to do between me and him before people would try and take that out of context and speculate. Me and Bake get on very well. You know what I mean? We after that interview, we spoke, we chilled, we've got good vibes with each other.
He's a Brummie boy, so
yeah, he's a Brummie boy himself. Do you know what I mean? The whole thing with that was basically because the moves he's making, and I told him on the podcast multiple times, said, you know, fucking fair play. You made massive waves. The people you've had on, the stuff you're doing, every credit you're getting right now is solely deserved because you're working very hard and you're making big moves for yourself. But when that fucking tweet come out, bro, shit, did I lose my fucking cool in the chat, bro?
I can't. This is the thing, right?
It was about with Barry as well. It weren't even his podcast. It was to do the Caramel Gamers podcast. That was for, and it was like his basic tweet was, "You should get Big Boy Bake to be on it to host because look at the moves he's making. He's got Hex, etc. Blah 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 blah." I'm like, okay, one, I've worked with EG for 2 years now. Like that's just not how it works. Like he owns his own podcast. Just we're not going to get Hex on because he's a professional. The podcast is the life of
an amateur. Why the fuck would we want Hex on that show, right?
Why don't I want anybody near the pro level on that? I fucking wouldn't. It's pointless. Yeah. So when I read that, obviously, Caramel Game in the chat was like, I'm just going to ignore it. I said, like, I'm going to send a reply, but I'm not going to go into it, you know, with heat because it's got EG's name on it. It's got the life of an amateur on it. So I didn't want to go in with too much animosity. And I didn't want to go
now he's not holding back. Yeah. He's gonna go in now. Go on, Mez.
To be fair to him, right? He did apologise in the end, and I respect that he apologised. But my thought process is, how do you write that tweet and think, yeah, that's fucking that I can send that. That's so fine to send. It's just fucking not, is it?
I don't
it's just
get it.
Not
so many, I see it every day. Like people just write tweets and just think, how is that reasonable enough that you decided to hit send on that?
To then backtrack yourself and say, okay, I worded it wrong. I'm sorry. As I said, fair enough, and I respect his apology, and I take it like, you know, he was a man about it. He said sorry, and there's no bad blood between me and that guy whatsoever. I ain't spoke to him since. I don't care about it personally. But it's like the fact that you can just randomly tweet, okay, but because he's got so and so on, you then don't get to host a podcast, blah blah blah. He should host a podcast, but then like the whole bizarre thing is, one, it's life of an amateur, and two, Bake has his own podcast, like where he's fucking crushing it. He's crushing it over there in the bakery pod. So like, why would he even attempt to make the change over? Do you know what I mean? It was so bizarre. And then he even himself said on the tweet, which is when automatically I gained respect for him before even talking to him. I said, he said himself, like, that's not the way to tweet things and to go about things. And I was
Well,
like, yeah, fair fucking
the
play.
point is, right, like, you can't say that all of that tweet, there was a different tweet by a different guy that we replied to, where he was like, there's no point in anyone else fucking trying, right? This is the same kind of concept, right? So this whole cryptic organization thing coming back up, whatever this project's going to be, whenever it rises from the ashes like the phoenix or whatever it's going to end up being, and if I see a tweet there's even, like, just, I'll put it in this context so you can think how stupid that tweet sounded. Basically, the tweet was worded in saying, Bake's getting Hex on his show, Bake's making big moves, there's literally no point in Beyond the Call or Pushing Media or any other podcast being run because everyone should just watch Bake, right? Alright, so Cryptic's new org gets back off the ground, right? Gets up and running, and it fucking smashes it. They get, like, top teams in all their esports they want to be in at the amateur level, right? And then, think about this, in a hypothetical situation, some cretin loads up twitter.com, has 240 characters to tweet, and he says, no point in anyone else owning a fucking organisation these days, might as well just watch Cryptic Gaming do everything. And then where's the competition? Where are the organisations trying to achieve different things? Our point here is that different podcasts have different objectives. Me and Connor run a show between us two because we just want to spout opinions and just talk about shit, controversial shit with the community in chat that we can interact with. Because this is this is like our idea, this is like our brainchild. We like this show because it's free speech. We swear, we talk about whatever shit we want to talk about on it.
We
drink, and we'll read the chat. We'll chat with you guys. This is a unique kind of show.
I am sick of people being so sugar-coated on Twitter. Like, fair enough.
They just don't want to hurt everyone, do they? No one wants to hurt anyone. Like, I've been on this show already. I've already said that Voltic's being an idiot for dropping in and out of an organisation. Like, that tweet went out and everyone was looking at it in isolation, and it would just pop off. If someone clicked this,
that's the point. That's the point. Like, everybody wants sugarcoating, right? And I get it. It depends what name's on the thread. Like, as I said, I didn't go into that guy with animosity and hate and a big argument because EG's name's on the thread, company I work for, podcast I work for, a lot of an amateur's name's on that. Yo, Nick Lethals, bro, thank you for the sub.
MVP, even though your organisation is going to dilute. Jokes, mate, jokes. Nick's actually found a fucking home with Retribute now.
Don't start a new Plasma Night, will you? For your fucking
Please,
dick.
for the love of God.
Now, on a level, bro, thank you very much. That we appreciate that. You're our first sub of Beyond the Call. So
I only got the affiliate thing set up like 2 days ago.
Well done. You'll be getting a tweet out as well, especially from the BTC accounts. Thank you for that, bro.
Definitely were being talked about, mate, but you missed it.
Yeah. You wasn't.
We were giving you quite a good bit of props, actually, Shep. We were saying obviously the whole university thing crashed out. But we're talking about the cryptic thing at the moment, and Bake we're talking about cryptic thing previously, just before we got onto Bake. We're talking about Bake right now, and we're just giving you plaudits for what you did with university, and we think that whatever happens with this cryptic thing, which is what we assume is coming next for you, considering his university closed and there was a thing on the cryptic Twitter about it, that this is going to be a big time for you and going to work well. So there's you go. There's your TLDR. Yeah. Too long didn't read. Anyway, moving back to Bake. I think what Bake is doing right now is fucking awesome, and all the power to the big man. I'd love to get him on one of our shows at some point. Maybe do a Brummie Boys episode with him or something.
He just joined fucking S&G. Do you know what I mean? Like, yo, tell him here, bro.
Yeah, it's past broadcaster on Shep, mate, and it'll be uploaded to YouTube. Yo, Amir, good man. This is what we love. Also, just while we've got subs in the chat, your subs are going to be actually kind of beneficial to yourselves now, considering as the fact, right? Listen to this. We've got a schedule out. And now the schedule's wrong, actually. It's supposed to be 1v1 at 9 o'clock, and then this at 7 o'clock on a Friday. So what we've got, just to run you guys down it. Of course I fucked it up, innit? But while we're at it, so while we've got subs flying in, yeah, we only just got the AM shit. Oh, crazy! Oh, it's a hype train! It's a scam train! Scam train! Scam train! We love it! Right, anyone in chat, Twitch Prime check quickly. If you have Twitch Prime, make sure it's given to our channel. That's all, thanks.
Oh my God.
Level 1. Mate, scam train complete.
Bro, honestly.
We have got a schedule now, though, and pretty much from Thursday through to Monday, through to Sunday, is pretty much jam-packed at the moment. with shows. So what we have is Monday's an off day because obviously pushing media's on Monday. We don't want to clash with that. Tuesday is in the trenches on the YouTube, which is Chris's show. Wednesday, of course, is an off day as well because we don't want to clash with Spitfire. Thursday is going to be Brody's 1v1 show where he interviews different guests. Up next on that show is going to be Adam Fitch. So that's a cool one that you don't want to miss coming up next week. And then obviously on a Friday is what you're watching right now, Brummie Boys. And then Saturday is of course the 1K show, which will be happening tomorrow. And then Sunday is the Beyond the Call show at 7 o'clock. So, or 6:30, I think it is. So make sure you're all up on that one. Yo, we're gifting tier 1 subs. Hey!
Oh, we're gifting subs.
Oh. What's going on?
I subbed to my own channel.
Sub to someone I've got part ownership in. Love it. Let's go.
Oh, bro. Yo, Nick, bro. Oh, honestly. Yo, lads, we appreciate all of yous, man. Like, really we don't say this enough, but we will say, like, while we're here on the Brummie Boys, when we talk truth, we will say, like, we've said it multiple times in the 1K show, right? We do this for the amateur scene. We do this for the love of the shit.
We don't get anything out of this. I only set the affiliate thing up, right? Because Jack Felling came into our stream and said, you boys should really set up the affiliate scheme for this. And I was like, I guess we can. I don't think anyone's going to sub, but whatever. And now, like, one stream, we got, like, what, 5 subs? Yeah, loving it.
Yeah, we do appreciate it, man, because we do this for the love of our hearts, man. Like, seriously, like, even for the 1K show, even for the Brummie Boys show, like, it's just a place, for example, we'll leave a room for the shows quickly before we get back on topic. Brummie Boys, it's a place for me and George to talk about very brutal stuff with the truth. Like, no sugarcoating, with the truth. If you've done so much shit, we're going to tell you, do you know what I mean? Like, that's just how it is on this show.
And that's just how we are as people as well. This is why me and Connor vibe. This is the Birmingham mentality. If you're being a prick, we're telling you you're being a prick.
Literally, the 1v1 show, obviously everybody knows what that's about, the 1v1. You know, you talk about each other 1v1. Of course, the In the Trenches with Chris Stauff. Obviously, all amateur Call of Duty news across the board, across the pond, across the fucking world. That's what he does over there. So that's fantastic as well. And of course, the big 1K show that we have every Saturday when we can do it. We haven't done it for the last 2 weeks because obviously Rona and certain circumstances. But now we're all in lockdown. We will be getting back to it. Definitely. But yeah, even the 1K show, we do that purely for the love of our hearts. And that is literally from like 1 p.m. in the afternoon to like 9, 10, 11.
That's a big shift. So if you guys tune in for that tomorrow, we'll be really grateful for that.
And that's just for the love of what we want to do. Do you know what I mean? So
and then we wrap all that up and stuff on a Sunday as well with the Beyond the Call show, which is only like an hour long, but that's live as well. So you can all tune into that. Don't understand a fucking word of it. Luty, mate, my God.
Is it that Brummie?
Do you think the Versity ending was a good thing? All right, so hold on. What we'll do is we'll take all the questions from chat that we got right now. We'll get to the end of the show. We've still got 2 more topics to talk about. And we'll put them at the end of the show. So we'll take your question, put it at the end of the show, Shep. So stick around for that, right? But for now, we're going to finish off talking about Bake. Closing thoughts on that one. Absolutely fucking shift this guy's putting in. I'd absolutely love to get him. I'd absolutely love to get him on the show at some point for Brummie Boys. And Rasta, thank you for interrupting me again. But of course, thank you for the tier 1 sub. We really appreciate it. We're just spoken about why this is a good thing. We're actually, we're nearly on a level 3 fucking hype train. We're nearly on a level 3 scam train. We're on a level 3 scam train nearly, boys. We're at what? This is insane. All right, moving swiftly on.
Yeah, big boy Bake, fucking killing it, bro.
Phenom. And I want to work with him. I want to get him on a show at some point. I want to have a chat with him. Maybe Brody can get him on 1v1 or something like that. Amazing.
To me, with him, right, I love the fact that he's come out of thin air. He's come out of
nowhere, isn't he? Yeah.
He's come out of thin air, right? And talking to him on the podcast, the EG one, his mindset, I think, is so incredible as well. And I told him he's probably one of the most interesting and best guests I've ever spoken to. No disrespect to anybody I've spoken to. Of course, I enjoy everybody I do, otherwise I wouldn't do it. But with him, I think he's just got such a great mentality. And the fact that he come out of nowhere, absolutely crushed it. You know, Hex, Classify, who he's had on the show.
People, yeah, it's fucking mental.
It's been so sick. And the fact that he's getting this credit and, you know, the amount of disrespect and that he's due, it's well due, right? We always talk about it as casters. Your first year or first few months of doing something is where you'll get the biggest plaudits ever.
Fresh, innit? That's what it is.
It's so fresh. Like the first year of my casting in Black Ops 4, like George and Brody hyping me the fuck up. Everybody on Twitter was loving me. All that shit. And obviously he's finding that success and everything with it all. Oh my fucking God. Nick Lethals, man.
Nick Lethals. He's doing what I was talking about earlier, mate. He's spending money on things he doesn't have to.
Nick, the Rona's out, man. Be careful.
The Rona's out, mate. You're making us a living, but you're doing it for yourself. That's level 3 hype train, boys. Let's go.
Honestly, thank you, Nick, man.
Big love to Nick Lethal, son.
Yeah, the last topic of the show, moving on from break. Huh?
Okay, it's level 3. I thought it was level 4. Yeah, okay, we're talking about where the fuck is Big Roy?
Where the fuck is Big Roy?
Where is he, mate?
Like, where the fuck is he?
Where's he gone?
I thought you for the fiver.
right. Oh, right. Where do we
He just
start with?
disappeared.
Where do we start with Roy, man? Where do we start with Roy?
Bro,
If anyone in
like-
chat knows where Roy is, we'll take it. But like, I don't know.
I think
What's...
he's had that many accounts, you know. You
I've
can't
lost
keep
him.
up with
I've lost him. I've completely lost him. Like, I don't care that much about him in the first place. Like, I spoke to him a little bit when he was first making absolutely dumb decisions, like appearing on streams, doing dumb shit on stream, like smashing his head into a fucking door, saying the N-word and shit like that, like fucking puking over his window after necking a Smirnoff Ice.
Who was it? He told his shut up. His sister,
His
wasn't it?
fucking sister. Everyone thought it was his mom, but oh my god.
Nah,
Honestly,
it was when he hit this on the stream when he goes, he's instrument.
I get... Nah, when he fucking Febrezes himself in the face or some shit.
Bro, he's literally insane. I think with him, he's made that many accounts, you can't keep up with him. But even him as a whole person, I actually hate that,
I
like,
fucking hate
he
it.
hasn't made it. Because, you know what?
I don't hate that he hasn't made it. The dude was destined to fail. He was destined to fail.
Dude. No, I'm disagreeing. He had such a platform, right? And people that were following him, like his streams were popping, everything. If
yeah,
he had,
his streams were popping because it was like going to the fucking circus.
Yeah, but that's how you make it, man. Like, if he kept the level head, yeah, and he was like mature about his decisions and everything, he would have been kicking it, bro.
He couldn't do it, man. He couldn't do it. Like, Nick fucking roasted himself in chat. He couldn't do it. This was the thing. I think, what was it? I swear I was told like hundreds of times he got into some shit with Tommy. And people were like, nah, you can't go on him. He's autistic. He doesn't get it. He's only 15. He doesn't understand what's going on. It's like, how many lifelines is this guy going to be throwing? He's calling people the N-word left, right and centre. He's dropping homophobic comments. He's smashing his head and his fist into doors. He's getting underage drinking on stream and puking out of his fucking window. Like, my God. My guy. Like, the thing is, whatever you do early on in your career, it's so obvious these days. We've seen it so much, you're going to get yourself ragged for it in years to come. You're going to get murdered on the timeline. Clips of Big Roy circulate all over Twitter, and they're still out there from what happened years ago. So, like, if he ever got into a big org, he ever became a big-time streamer, he's straight down the shitter as soon as any of those clips resurface. And it's just destined to fail. Like, as much as it was entertaining, as much as you pay money to go watch the fucking circus, so you just go to Big Roy's stream, like, it was entertaining as fuck, but there was a reason why his accounts have been banned so much. There's a reason why he's up and down like a yo-yo. There's a reason why, like, people don't watch his shit anymore.
God.
Oh my god, what's going on?
Oh my God.
I'm sub to my own channel. I'm sub to my own channel.
I'm sub to my own channel. Yo. I just want to see it. Yo. Yo, Paul, thank you, bro. Honestly, all you guys are crushing it, man. Yeah, with Roy, man. We do want to give.
No, he's selling weed. He's selling weed, Big Roy. He's selling weed.
No.
Get me out of here, son.
Oh,
we're living in a simulation. We're living in a simulation.
I've lost my Big Roy.
Big fucking Roy selling weed.
I've lost my head at that.
Microphone muted.
There's no possible chance that he is selling weed, man. But regardless of the fact whatever he's doing now, I think he had such a plan to make it right. And yeah, he has his issues, you know what I mean? Stuff that can't be helped. But like, I think he had such a career and a fan base to make it, but he just fucked it up, man, by being dumb. But,
oh man, no, not even that. Like, he didn't fuck it up by being dumb. He just fucked it up by being him. Like, someone needed to just get him under his wing, man. Someone needed to just get him in and just be like, son, stop. Stop it now. Like, you are going to ruin this. And he did. He did. Like, he was a class meme. It was fun to laugh at him and with him. But, come on, mum.
Yeah.
Come on.
Anyway, though, on the topic of Big Roy, that is all of our topics discussed. But as we had a question from Shep earlier,
yeah, if you guys want to drop your questions in chat,
throw
by the way.
your questions in right now. Throw your questions in. Throw your hot topics in. We're going to discuss them all. We don't want to end this stream. This stream is fucking lit, boys. So we want to stay on it. So send your questions in. Send what you want to talk about in, and we'll discuss them.
But wait, the hype train just carried on? Why? Oh wait, okay, it's a fresh hype train. There's a second hype. Okay, cool. I was like, we're on level 4 of a hype train, on level 4 of a scam
8
train.
subs, bro.
What's happening here, man?
That's mental, dude. But yeah, send your questions in now, guys. We'll discuss all the hot topics. And starting off with your Shep, do we think it was a good idea that you ended the varsity? George, you roll the tongue first.
Yeah, I do. Reason being is because obviously with Ross not really being too reliable on the whole thing and like everything being kind of all over the place when it came to university's management staff. Yeah, I think it was a good thing that it ended, and I think it's a better thing that whatever you're doing next with Cryptic, which I'm pretty sure is what's coming next at the very least, is going to be far more stable for you. I think you're going to find a lot more success doing it. I think the thing is, like, as much as University was a good brand, there was too many things. You needed a fresh start because of the amount of shitty, petty stuff that you got into with Nick and the fucking Plasnite guys on Twitter when it was like, no, I photoshopped someone's head onto a jersey first. I did this first, and all this kind of stuff. Like, get me to bed, mate. That shit is unreal. Like, it's just unreal. But I think it's a good thing that the org ended. Like, I love the org as itself. The branding was sick. The logo was cool as hell. I was all up on it. The only thing I wasn't all up on was just how up and down things seemed. Like, there was never really like a continuous upward trajectory. It always kind of seemed a little bit wavy. You had bigger peaks and you had some hard troughs. So I think if you were looking for a consistent high, you've done the right thing. But if you were looking to try and just have high highs, low lows, then University to carry on would probably be in the future for it. I think it would have only gone up, but then it would have hit a ceiling very, very soon. That's my take on it.
Yeah, I mean, what George said, I think your branding, I think the way you went about things was fantastic. I think the petty stuff on Twitter was bullshit with all the arguing and stuff, but that was your own account, so obviously I ain't gonna mark that in the whole thing in the University ending because that was your own account. I think, as George said, right, with me, it was University started off so great. That's when even I had Future. That's when George had Void. That's when we was all around, you know what I mean, before we all took our paths. I think it was fantastic, the stuff you'd done, right? With me, though, personally, when Ross left, you became such a bipolar org. And what I mean by that is when Ross left, obviously you hit a hard patch. We spoke about it earlier, me and George ourselves. It's when you work alone in an org, we all know how hard it is, right? We all know the struggles of it. We all know that it's a difficult thing to do. So obviously, congratulations for keeping it going. But yeah, I understand the struggle. But when you found your strive again within the University, so you had your bad month of Ross leaving, then you found yourself again. You know, you was popping, you was going good. Of course, stuff started to pick up. You started to get, like, you know, you had your FIFA team back. You started in Fortnite again. And then obviously you had a bad month again. Then you had another good month getting back into things. Then you had another bad month. So for me personally, I'm glad that it ended because I think with your ideas and your brain, you can do much better things than the Versity that allowed you to, if you know what I mean. Because you were struggling to find another owner, I'm guessing. And obviously in the Versity with your baby, so you didn't want to leave it. You all know what that's like. Nobody wants to leave what they've created, right?
Yeah, I never wanted to move forward. I had so many offers as well. Like, I had so many offers to leave different organizations, own others.
That's what I mean. I think I had offers for like socially and everything, but with me, I just wanted to go straight into.
Dude, you can tell how much of this fucking podcast Shep has missed. Like,
yeah, seriously.
Oh, what is your take on the cryptic tweets?
With me though, I wanted to jump straight into casting. That's why I did that. But for you, Shep, I think it was a brilliant idea. That's, as I said, that's no disrespect to you. I think you've done good things at the University, but towards the end, it was a bit of a shit show. So for you, I think that now you've got out of it and you've got a fresher mind and you can look at what's next. You know what I mean? And with your next question, what is your take on the CTIC tweets? My guess is that's where you're going next. My guess is that's where your home is next. I know you ain't going to say regardless, but that's just mine and George's guesses that that's going to be your house next.
Yeah, because I got contacted by Reese. We all got contacted by Reese. Well, obviously kind of didn't because Reese wasn't around when it kind of was. But yeah, that's where I think you're going to wind up. Fucking same, mate. Go and get refilled.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
You just talk.
I'll just. But I think that's where everything's going to continue going. I think Cryptic's going to be a wave. Whatever happens with Cryptic, I think it's going to be a new org or something like that. It's got good people behind it. The question is, it's like saying that all these orgs are deceased, but you're not going to have the full fucking total of people from it. You think it was time? Oh, right, okay, yeah, time to close it. Yeah, I just kind of found the same thing with Void, to be honest, mate. Like, with Void, you're kind of working away at it, plugging away at it, things start to slow down, they start to grind to a halt, you pick up, you pick down motivation, you kind of treat it as less of a project in the end, and you doing other stuff, and yeah, it just didn't work out for me. Like, I just thought, fuck, I'm not going to announce full closure, but it's just going to, I'm just gently going to phase it out of my life, and phase it out of my bio, phase it out of everyone's kind of memory, really. And that's what I did with it. Big up socially. Yeah, Nick, don't worry. Wink, wink. Everything's going off. I think there's going to be big moves in the org scene at the moment, and I don't think any of them are actually going to pull an org into the stratosphere. Reason being, especially if fucking Nick goes anywhere, man. Like, finally, when he's starting to get shit together, if Nick's gonna jump ship and go into a merger with another organization again, I'm gonna flip it. Because, Jesus Christ, man. How many times are you gonna do it, son? How many times are you gonna make the same mistake? Like, clearly you're better off on your own. Clearly you're better off when you're not working with or well, you're not working for other people. You're better when you're calling the shots because your ideas are good. It's just when you get them shut down, you start to get demotivated. So, like, I don't know. Maybe you can do your own wave on that one, but fuck Daniel Clark. Who's Daniel Clark?
Yeah, who the fuck? Oh, and that Legion.
Oh
Legion,
shit!
Danny?
Yeah, it is. It's Danny. Ah, fuck,
You know.
Danny, mate. I want to talk about that. Call of Duty.
What was the topic?
Nick was just. I just saw that. Love the big up socially thing. I was just saying, if Nick fucking dips on his own organisation again and does another merger, I'm gonna lose my shit.
April Fools.
Not yet, mate. April Fools. Lockdown's over. Nah, lockdown's continuing for a
Bro,
while.
honestly,
so.
I think April Fools is cancelled, man. Personally.
Everything's cancelled.
Apart from Brummie Boys.
Brummie Boys will stay on.
Yeah, with the whole cryptic tweets, I'm excited to see it come back. We spoke about it earlier. The roster that me and George think that are lined up for it will be a very hefty one. The org will succeed with that roster that we think they've got. I think stuff will get flowing fairly easy. Top teams in possibly almost every esports with the correct funding. Sponsors, of course, streamers, content creators, esports teams. Like, I think the whole lot is going to do fantastic personally. But yet again, I just want something to pan out. Do you know what I mean? I want something to stick. I want it to continue. Like, and that's no knock on, you know, you ending the varsity or peak ending, or, you know, Nick closing his 10 or whatever for the fucking 10.
Nick's closing anything.
Nick closing anything, even his fucking door, because that counts with him. But yeah, I want to see something to stick and pan out, and I want to see a full blind roster. But we said earlier, like I did anyway. I think why a lot of this stuff is happening now as well. Obviously, the coronavirus is a serious thing out here. Like, people can't go work. People are getting sick pay. It's not good pay. It's shit pay. You can't really fund with that, etc. Like, the whole world is in a circus, man. It's in a circus of theatrics. So
another thing that I wanted to bring up is that Shep's just said with Call of Duty dying, it's killed the scene. You're a fucking esports org, mate. You're not a Call of Duty org. Esports in itself is popping off. Get into CS. Get into any of the new games that are coming out. Like, start to make plans for Valorant. Do anything. Esports isn't dying. Bloody hell, man. What beard oils do you gentlemen? I have one from Dollar Shave. I have Dollar Shave Club stuff. What I do.
I've got a Bulldog. So for me, because
Bulldog, Newt sent you that, did he?
I used to have, as a child, very, very bad acne.
Yeah, me too, man.
So I had to go on tablets and stuff. So because of that, obviously my face it's very like sensitive now, and obviously I got indents and stuff. So for me, I use Bulldog moisturizer, and then as my latest idea, I'm growing my beard out now. So I'm just gonna see how it looks panned out and how it looks grown out. So that's my next thing. Keeping the haircut, even though, you know, people, oh, no hairline, great, good one, heard it, fantastic.
For
me, I'm growing this out though, and for me, I just literally use the Bulldog beard balm, man. Just use that, and then the beard oil as well, man, just to keep it nice and fresh. But I don't really use it unless I'm going out. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I'm not going out or nothing, I just shower and just use it, like leave it, like I leave it sticking out and shit. 'Cause I don't really need to do anything.
I need to check.
But Brick, you're an interesting man. You got any questions for us?
Well, because we've had a good stream here. We've actually had a good few subs and everything. I thought Fuego would make it aftershave. Yeah, I saw this the other day. I saw the Fuego guy tweeting something, and I just thought, mate, shut the fuck up. Nah, it was it. He was actually thinking like the coronavirus was released to cause a global recession. I was like, mate, get your tinfoil hat off. Fucking bang out your aftershave, and then we'll talk about your fucking global recession. I'm not interested in hearing it. What a mong.
Everybody meme that's so hard, but it's like, ain't right, you know what I mean? Why the fuck are you making aftershave as an esports org? Like, you know what I mean? Why?
I don't get it. Where's the gap in the market for that?
Yeah. Why? Like, you're not fucking the perfume shop. You're not Superdrug, bro.
Why you go the fucking Superdrug? Maybe what his plan is. Brick has blocked me for no reason at all.
You probably deserve it, because Brick does nothing for no reason, because he's a very lovable character.
Well, Brick should probably block Brody then, because Brody is straight up Brick's worst fucking man. Like, just Brody legitimately thinks you're a shit player, Brick. Have his life.
Oh, fucking.
Also, right, chaps. So one thing that we want to do, we'll try and wrap up the show now. Clearly, there's no more questions coming on here. If you do think of any questions while I'm giving this little segment here, then by all means throw them in the chat. What you got?
If you were an Organa still, which roster would you pick and why? See this question. Are you talking with salaries, or are you talking just completely for free? Like nothing on top of that. Just pick them up. Do you know what I mean? What's your initial like end question on that? Because if we're talking salaries, if I had the salary to do it, for me, it would be Team War, and that's
SNG, mate.
see, that's no disrespect to SNG. We love those guys, right? They're fantastic, and you know you can talk all day about their plaudits and their achievements, but I ain't gonna like, yeah, bro, he's a shit caster.
I don't know why I'm laughing at that, but
yeah, for me, I think Team War with the recent change and obviously and everything that as their previous achievements, for me it'd be Team War. I just think
they
a
got
little
Harry
bit
now, don't they? So.
yeah, I think they're a little bit of underdogs. They've got a little bit more kick about them, I think. S&G to come out swinging hot. They're still swinging hot. You know, as I said, no disrespect to S&G.
No limits, no budget or anything. Well, might as well just fucking pick up on the phase then.
Yeah, you know, nah, man, I'm taking Huntsman, man.
I don't know.
Nah, it'd be Team War for me personally, but I love the S&G guys. That's no disrespect, man.
I don't know. I probably wouldn't want to buy SNG out there, or they're happy where they are, and I wouldn't be able to provide the same facilities for them. Actually, about that, I'd probably just pick up a Spanish team. To be honest, fucking take the Tal team or something, and then revamp it, get some good blood on it a little bit. I don't know. I take it. Is it the profile of the players? Anyway, what I was going to say before we got a question is if you have any further questions that you think of, put them in chat. But while
I've got a topic.
Go on.
Chat's about to blow up. I know Shep is. Where's No Identity? Where the fuck did they go?
You motherfucker.
Where did they go? Where did they go?
No identity.
Where did they go?
What was their org? No, what was their app?
No ID. No ID.
Is that their app?
No ID, yeah.
Nah, I can't even find them. Joseph inactive. Follow expired. Timelines. New colours, no identity. Okay, no identity still up. Last tweet was 25th of March.
Ooh.
2 days ago. On GG merch was a retweet actually. They're just doing clothing now.
Oh, they've just gone to clothing.
I don't see.
They don't have an identity, bro. You'll never track it.
Fuck you, man.
Joseph is unstable. That's why. Quarantine.
To be fair, the org was a fucking shambles, man. Like,
oh, bro, it's so down.
I can't talk shit like too hard, but
that first episode I ever done on The Truth with Joe, I was like,
Joseph's a fucking idiot. I watched that episode of The Truth. I watched it. I got 10 minutes into the VOD. I had to turn it off.
Bro, remember you DM'd me halfway through.
I was like, this guy doesn't know what he's fucking talking about.
Oh,
he does not. He had not got a clue. Their clothing is low key fire though. Yeah.
I wouldn't buy it personally, but that's just my preference on clothes. You know what I mean? So, as you can tell, I'm clearly just a vest man for no reason.
Yeah, Connor just wears the same vest and black hat every day.
I would like
because he tried hopping in my girl's DM.
No, for fuck's.
Dude, I swear the kid's like fucking 17 or something. Oh my god. What an absolute freak of nature. Like, what an absolute freak of nature. I've got to say, like, potentially might even take the mantle from Nick as most delusional man in esports. Like I'm not kidding. Joseph was the most delusional man in esports. Like, with how he conducted his business for that no identity thing when everything started to go down the pan when you had him on that episode of The Truth. Like, I just had to think to myself, like, I didn't think it could get any worse. But it just has. We have just seen, like, the equivalent of 1 BTEC out of 11 subjects enter the esports world. Like,
when I ever get my Amazon gift card from Legion Gaming?
No, it's never happening, mate.
I tell you what, you got a better chance of catching Corona, bro.
No, that's probably already happened. You've got a better chance of winning the 1K tomorrow than that.
Seriously.
Joseph loved to start arguments for no reason. Wouldn't accept responsibility for anything. Dude, I know. I had fucking cryocy and everyone telling me about everything that happened in the night at York. Remember when he went on that mad recruiting spree and just got everybody in? And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden they all just fucking bounced in a day.
You must buy my merch or get out my org.
Yeah, buy my merch or get out my org. Dude.
See you later. See you later.
Get out.
Do you know what I mean?
Get out.
What's Connor crying at? Oh, the most delusional man, more than Nick Leafors, man.
I can't lie. Like, this kid, Joseph XD, I don't
Joseph
give a
XO.
shit.
Yeah, like, I don't care about
XD,
him.
yeah, it's more right.
Kai, he tried it with Fraser too. No way. My man. He thinks this is Twitter tonight.
He thinks he's some kind of fucking sex icon, doesn't he? It's because he's
Yeah,
out
you
wearing
don't-
streetwear.
You don't look like me. You're mad.
I'm sick of you. I'm actually sick of you. I'm sick of you sometimes.
I got called handsome from who was it? Luty before on an AEG stream. So I took it. It was over that with the firing range.
Oh, I got a couple of DMs.
Yeah. Anything interesting we can talk about?
Nothing that I want to say on broadcast at least.
Yeah, definitely not.
That long one. Me, shot, vital. You want about Woody? Zeit.
I think then, if we've got no more questions.
Okay. So what I was going to do is final questions if you got any in the chat. But what I was going to say was, Brummie Boys is basically like we've been saying all episode is just a show where me and Connor get to talk shit about everything that we think is funny, everything that we think is controversial. No sugarcoating.
Well,
no sugarcoating. We're just going to say it how it is. It's funny. This is probably like the fucking most outrageous show that we do. It's the funniest show that we do for
100%.
sure. And I hope you guys can kind of like make this one a big kind of. Just a kind of family show. Like, what's not obviously not a family show. You wouldn't watch this with your mom and dad, would you? But we're
you can if you want.
You can if you want, but they won't get a fucking thing. You can just talk about it. Like, we're interacting with chat. This is our like most interactive show that we've got. All the other ones are pretty by the book. Like, obviously the 1v1 is actually pre-recorded. That one is just live when on Twitch at any given time. But obviously we have the 1K show tomorrow, so tune in for that. It'll probably be live about 1:30, 2. We usually jump in about winners round 3 when things start to get up tasty. And then obviously we've got the Beyond the Call show on Sunday. Any more shows that you might want to add to the roster at some point might come up soon, but we haven't got any plans at the moment. I got Shab, Marry, Kill, Shep, Brody, Matt, Dizzy. I'm killing Matt, shagging you, Shep, and marrying Brody because he's a stable person and very organised.
Yeah. I'll do the first one from Brick. Shag, marry, kill J Rasta, Penguin, and Phaser. I'm gonna do it in terms of loyalty. I'm gonna marry Jordan, but I'm gonna marry Penguin because I've known him the longest. Just gonna shag Phaser because he's from Manchester and he's got big ears, so I can grab them when I mash him. And I'm gonna kill Rasta. I love him, but he's gonna die. Shag, marry, kill Shep, Brody, marry Brody because that's just my guy and he's very, very fucking organised. My life would not be like my casting life would not work without him. You think me and George know what we're casting? No, Brody does that for us. Like, he's so organised. Like, we respect him for it as well, and he knows we do so. I don't know Dizzy, really, so I'm just going to kill you. Probably fucking shag Shep, honestly, mate. It looks like he looks like he knows how to throw it back.
I reckon he does. I reckon Shep's got that thick arch, back arch.
100%, bro. Brummie Boys has to be my favourite so far. Yeah, man, we appreciate it. Honestly, it's like we said, right? This is just where
every Friday at 7 p.m. Every Friday at 7 p.m, mate. That's what you look forward to.
There are chances, say on a free day, if we do have to do an emergency one, say something massive blows up.
We'll just throw a stream on.
Yeah,
just keep an eye on the Beyond the Call account or our account. Of course, that's all somewhere you can find it. Twitter.com/BTC_card. But you've obviously all subbed today, so I expect to see all the subs back in the stream tomorrow for the 1K show. Hopefully the whole gang's going to be there. It's been a few weeks since we've had the show on, full stop. It's also been a few weeks since we've had all the gang in the show, but we're all on lockdown, so we all should be there. Everybody's going to be in for it. I think it's going to be a good time. We want any of you guys to come give your opinions because we'll talk about it, but obviously this is the show we talk about this. One thing I did want to point out for this show, one thing that we were going to run is if any of you guys see any really stupid fucking tweets in a week, send them to us. Because we were going to run a segment on this show when we first thought about it called Dumb Tweets of the Week. So if you see any stupid esports related tweets, then send them our way. We're going to be on the lookout for them as well.
Any tweet.
It'll be completely anonymous. We won't tell you who sent it or whatever on the show. We'll just say we've received this tweet. We've received kind of this thing about this person. It doesn't matter who's made the tweet either. We're happy to go in on anybody. If they're being an idiot, if they're being stupid, being delusional, we'll go in on anyone. That's just the way that this show runs. And yeah, anyone if got any of those, come send it our way. If you've got any suggestions for topics as well, you want us to talk about it, or you want to come on the Brummie Boys show, because we've got a triple overlay for this as well, then make sure to get in contact because we'll have you on. We've got all sorts of stuff coming up for this show. This show is mine and Connor's to do what we want to do with. We have our own space. We kind of just throw caution to the wind, talk about whatever the hell we want, and we just go for it. So
I just think me and George are the most opinionated out of the lads. So
Brody is opinionated. He just doesn't want to.
He's opinionated, but
he
keeps it in because circumstances will say that. So obviously,
he's been ragged too many times by ragging on douchefrag, isn't he?
But with us, man, we just throw our opinion out there. Like, I ain't ever gonna sugarcoat anything. If I think someone's done some shit and stupid, I'm gonna tell you. Do you know what I mean?
Like, I bully Nick so much. Like, I have massive love for the guy, but
oh yeah, like, I respect him and I got love for him. But fuck me, 10-4. Come on, son. Next one.
Right.
But yeah, as there's no more questions, we'll end it here. But just before we end it tonight, on a serious note, on a deeper level, we hope you all are staying safe. Obviously, due to Corona and stuff. It's a serious thing, man, that we're dealing with, and it's a shit thing as well. But yeah, from us at BTC and obviously the Brummie Boys, we hope you all are being safe. We hope you're following the guidelines to stay in. I mean, just do it, man. Just fucking protect your health and yourself at first things first.
You know as well, first and foremost.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like, we're a community, so even in the gaming sense, like, there's a lot of people coming together now, and even in the gaming sense, it's time to quit the shit of arguing and stuff. Like, just come together, man, and
well, actually, keep arguing, otherwise we won't have a show to do. But
oh yeah, but obviously keep the stupid tweets coming as well.
We like that. We like that. But that's it. Like we said, stay safe, chaps. We really do need you. So we're trying to provide as much content as we can at the moment with regards to what's up with Beyond the Call stuff.
Just for something to watch in lockdown.
Obviously, not going to be a lot happening with the AM scene at the moment for us. Well, so we will just be talking about esports stuff in general, especially when it comes on. So, if you guys have anything you want us to talk about, all of us can see it if you send it onto the Beyond the Call account. So put it over there. Our DM should be open on that. So throw us a message. Tweet at us any of the above.
Even our personal ones, we're fine with that.
We're all okay with it. We are an open book for you to communicate with. We want to try and provide as much content for you in this time where you're on lockdown, being bored out your ass, and hopefully you guys enjoy what we make for you, and you guys enjoy what we put out because we really enjoy making it. And it's a good time. And obviously, if we have as many subs as we did today and things went as well as they did today, then we're going to be loving life. Like, straight up, this has been a really fun stream. I've really enjoyed this.
This has been one of my
favourite
best shows in like 3 weeks of everything I've done so far.
Also, what we do sometimes as well, if we have enough people or we've got people on, is we do a Warzone stream whenever. So just keep an eye on the Beyond the Call Twitter.
Yeah.
And also, we obviously do this for free. We don't use any marketing strategies. We don't do any like big announcements or anything. The Beyond the Call account only tweets when it needs to tweet. So it's just concise for the information that you need to have about when their stuff is coming up. So you can go to the account, see when things are going to be. And for that reason, we don't necessarily get a lot of followers. So we rely on you guys to be our community, you guys to tweet it out. We are making content for the AM scene, and we are part of the AM scene. So we do it together, we get the show out there, and more people can watch, and we can have a bigger and healthier, more active community. So do everything that you can for us. We'll do everything that we can for you to keep you entertained. And that's it, I suppose, for this week. Stay safe. And tune back in tomorrow about 1:30, 2, something like that, for the 1K show. Me and Mez will definitely be there. Don't know about the other two, but me and Mez will definitely be on the mic, chatting about it all day. We've got a big day of action coming up, so make sure that you guys are ready and waiting for it. We love you. Stay safe from the corona. Stay inside. Do what you need to do, and we'll see you.